And I can already tell you now that Boog Shambi is still on here. I don't know why he's still here. Do I have Buxton in my lineup for some reason? Oh, no, that's correct. All right, anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to T-Mobile Park here in Seattle, Washington for tonight's game. Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Chicago White Sox and the Seattle Mariners. Last time out again, it had to be said, Chicago looked really, really good. And the Seattle Mariners, well, it's been very much a cold streak for them to start the season here. And they're going to be looking to do a little bit better tonight, which would be helpful, as this team, coming into the season was one of the favorites potentially to reach the postseason and to do some damage. It has not lived up to those expectations. But with Spencer Strider on the mound tonight, let's see if that potentially can change. And the big news here, at least for Seattle is concerned, is that they've actually gone and dropped Anthony Santander. They've taken Seager out of the lineup. It is now Carlos Correa playing shortstop. Starting off here for the Chicago White Sox will be Trey Turner, batting .210 on the season so far with a couple of stolen bases and an RBI to his name. It's a fastball down the middle from Strider. That goes as strike one. 1-1 the count, and the fastball outside. Head-to-head comparison, at least for the sake of Corey Seager at shortstop, was batting 1 for 12 this season at an .083 average. The one hit that he does have was for extra bases. But that will now be Carlos Correa at the bottom of the lineup. Swung on and missed, and that's going to be strike 3. And down goes Trey Turner with the first one here. And now batting for the White Sox is going to be Ronald Acuna. Unfortunately, has to be said, one of the wooden spoon candidates this season at a 1 for 20 batting average. He has 1 hit in 20 plate appearances. Been a season to forget so far, at least for the sake of Ronald Acuna. Looking around the league, coming into tonight's games. Standings in the American League look like this. As that one is crushed out to right if it stays fair. No guarantee that it does. Yes, it will. Ronald Acuna, in only his second hit of the season. It's a solo shot here in the early goings. And it's 1-0 Chicago. Well, that'll bump him up to an .095. But again, there's so many questions surrounding Spencer Strider this season. One of the best pitchers for St. Louis last go-round, and he has not had it at all this season for the Mariners. And that brings up Corbin Carroll.
Down low.
Fastball low for ball 1. Carroll batting .352 at a 6 for 17. It's been a good one for him so far. Triplet of RBI to go with it. Pair of extra base hits, and it's a slider outside. But what I was going to say is looking around the league. As the American League is concerned, the Detroit Tigers lead the way at a 5-1, plus 8 in the run differential. Boston sit at 5-2, plus 7. And it's a very interesting race here for third place, currently held by the White Sox at 3-5, 7 under. The Blue Jays at a 2 for 4, 4 over. And the Seattle Mariners also 2 for 4 at minus 12. So for what it's worth, I mean, it is still kind of an open race as the changeup is going to go for strike 3. That is the second strikeout of the game for Strider. And that was Jose Ramirez, 8 for 18, 10 RBI in the season in what is still a young season. 3 home run to go with it.
Yep.
Swung on and missed for strike 2.
0-2.
one nearly in the dirt. Well, matter of fact, it is. '19th offering for Spencer Strider. Here is the offering Ramirez. That one fouled behind. So yeah, I would think the White Sox are kind of coming back into the picture here for being within playoff contention. Of course, about at the midway point, having anything past Series 5 is all just one-off games. As far as the National League concerned, it's a tight battle between the top two. As that one hit in the air to the right side, over for it should be the center fielder, Brenton Doyle. And he's there, and the catch is made for the third out. But Ronald Acuna, and only his second hit of the season, solo shot out to right. And this is a 1-0 ball game after half an inning. On the mound for the White Sox this evening will be Dylan Cease. Very good player when it comes to Game 2s here, Cease. It should be fun to see the Seattle lineup try their best against such a great pitcher this is. Stepping into the box is Jose Altuve, far and away the best batter on the team, at a 7 for 16, a 435 on the season, 3 RBI with a home run. First offering is a low fastball for ball one. As far as the National League concerned, yeah, it's a close one between the Miami Marlins and the San Diego Padres. Both teams 5-2. The Marlins at +6, the Padres +2, so the Marlins take the top spot currently on run differential. Hit to the ground right side, gloved, flip to Cease, and Altuve will be thrown out at first. Here's a look at the rest of the order. Again, the big changes is that of Brenton Doyle taking in the center fielder position, Carlos Correa, the 9-bat and the new shortstop for the Seattle Mariners. Let's see how he can do. And stepping into the box now will be Michael Harris II. Harris at a 1 for 15 this season. It's not been pretty for him. First offering is a fastball, kind of drifting to the outside corner there, not really out of the way. Fastball on the top edge goes 0-2.
No ball. 2 strikes.
0-2. Good curveball from Cease, but Harris doesn't bite at it. Outside fastball swung on and missed for strike 3, and that'll make him a 1 for 16 to start the season. Yeah, not ideal for Michael Harris, but it's now over to Brent Rooker. Rooker in the recent games has had a bit of a slow go of it. Still batting a very respectable .363 on the season. Fastball goes for strike 1. 2 outs now. Rooker with 1 RBI on the season, 1 home run. That was the walk-off in Game 1 versus the Toronto Blue Jays. That was Series 2. Outside sweeper. Great swing. Not a great swing at all. Great pitch from Cease. As far as the National League is concerned as well, we were just talking about how close it is there. As Brent Rooker's going to knock that one through. That'll put him 5 for 12 on the season. Thrown to second. Rooker does advance, and that's going to be a double for Brent Rooker. Well, the throw from left was rather offline, but that does allow Brent Rooker to get get over to second. That's actually going to be his first hit for extra bases this season, and that brings up Jarren Duran. Anyway, once again, top of the National League. It's a very close one between the Marlins and Padres. The Brewers have put together quite a bit of momentum recently. 3-4 on the season now, as that one's going to escape through as well. Jarren Duran will advance Rooker to third. Throw headed for home. Rooker's in there to score. And that's an RBI single for Jarren Duran. And this game is blown wide open as well. First RBI of the season for Jarren Duran. Puts him at 4 for 12. And that now brings up William Contreras. He's batting .307 with an extra base hit, 4 for 13. Duran taking off for second. The throw from Real Muto not in time. That'll go as the third stolen base of the season for Duran. And he will now take the outright lead in stolen bases in the American League. Suddenly a bit of a sign of life here for the Mariners, who have not won a game since Game 1 of Series 2, as we said, against the Blue Jays. Of course, they had the bye week in Series 3, but still, it doesn't help to go on a bit of a cold streak and then come back to it and immediately start losing again to the White Sox. Hit to the ground to the left side. Ramirez across the diamond to first, and that does retire the side. But Jarren Duran, RBI single. This one is tied after 1. And so that brings up Nico Hoerner, the designated hitter. Hoerner batting .200 on the season. A couple of stolen bases for him as well.
Yeah. No ball.
Fastball middle for strike 1.
Yep.
Fastball on the top edge goes 0-2 as Hoerner doesn't bite. Yeah, the Milwaukee Brewers on a heck of a roll recently, picking up some momentum. Took them quite a while to actually start winning games here, but now they do have what seems to be a hell of a lot of momentum as Hoerner's going to swing in this. I'll put him 3 for 16 on the season. That is the third strikeout of the game for Strider. And so that'll now bring up the left fielder Christian Yelich. Yelich at 5 for 17, 294 in the season, 3 extra base hits. One of the leaders in the American League on that. Side with that as well for Cal Raleigh and Vlad Guerrero. Hit to the ground left side. It's going to be gloved by Correa, thrown to first, and that'll be the second out. JT Realmuto up now. Realmuto at a .250 average, 4 for 16. 2 RBI on the season for him, 2 extra base hits as well. Realmuto, Torkelson, Kike Hernandez. Bottom 3 in the lineup here for Chicago, as it's 0-2. That one's foul. 30th offering of the game from Strider. Strike 3, and that does retire the side in order. JT Realmuto goes down swinging, and suddenly, at least for now, let's not jinx anything, the Seattle Mariners are showing some life. Middle of the second, 1-1. And so stepping up now is going to be Max Muncy. Difficult go of it recently for Muncy. 1 for 12 on the season. The one hit that he does have was good for an RBI. But, yeah, 0.83 average doesn't look good for him, that's for sure. Muncy, the third baseman. Bottom 4 in the order for the Seattle Mariners look like this. Muncy batting 6th, Santana up next. Bretton Doyle rounds out the front 3 of this inning, and then Carlos Correa will potentially make his batting debut for the club as that one's fouled behind. See, that's the biggest problem with this Seattle Mariners side. They got a lot of good hitters in the top half of the order. I mean, Contreras at a .285, Duran, as that one's hit in the air to the left side. Yelich doesn't look like he's going to have any difficulty with that one as it's back to the warning track and into the glove for the first out. As you're saying, yeah, the Mariners have a lot of good batters towards the top of their order, and then eventually the more you trickle down, the less they actually have. I mean, Altuve's at the .411, Rooker at the .416, Duran .333, Contreras .285, all respectable. But then you got guys like Harris. Now Harris at the 2-bat. Muncy, who was just up, that puts him down to an .076. Santana at a 142. Kenny Jansen's your home plate umpire. And then Corey Seager, who was batting 083 prior to this point, who's actually, as we said, been taken out of the team in place of Carlos Correa.
No.
Fastball low. Santana 1 for 7 on the season with an extra base hit on the one hit that he does have. Check swing and the sweeper outside, but Kenny Jansen's going to ring him up, and that'll be strike 2. Curveball hit in the air out towards left, and once again, I think this is going to be no difficulty for Yelich, who turns and looks and catches for the second down. Now, it's over to Bretton Doyle. Doyle 0 for 2 this season. Only last game was his first appearance for the club this season, aside from, I believe, a pinch hitting appearance. I think what makes Doyle an interesting addition to this lineup, his clutch rating's actually really high. I believe it's in the 90s. That one's hit in the air to the right side. Back at the wall, gone! Bretton Doyle. His first hit of the season, and it's a solo shot out to right. As we were just talking about, his clutch rating is kind of the reason he's in this lineup. It's definitely above the 85 mark. And here he is, making him worth putting in the lineup. Not the farthest of shots, but it counts. And now it's over to Carlos Correa. Now, opposite from Doyle, Correa has very solid contact on both sides, or coming from both hands of the pitcher. Not a big power hitter, but when you got such high contact rating as this guy does, he's worth putting in the team, and I think that's why it's interesting how he's been actually overlooked prior to this point. Fastball's going to go high. Fastball on the inside edge. Jansen's going to call that strike 2. As here is offering number 29 for Cease. Outside slider, 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
'30th offering of the game for Cease. And the first appearance for Carlos Correa is going to be chasing a fastball high for strike 3. Bretton Doyle, one of the newer additions to the lineup, and he has a solo shot out to right, and the Mariners lead this one 2-1. Oh, that was a good rip. Spencer Torkelson batting now. Torkelson batting 133. Does have a home run on one of his 2 hits this season. 2 for 15 is the official stat line there. Slide. Oh, come on, Kenny. Helsley and Santos warming up in the bullpen for Seattle. The 1-0, middle fastball, swung on and missed for strike 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Torkelson, Horner, Kike Hernandez. 3 batters due up here for the White Sox. Hernandez in the last game went 1 for 2, and the 1 hit that he did have was good for an RBI. And that one is going to get down, I believe, fair. Yes, it does. Spencer Torkelson's going to have a knock. They'll hold him to 1. But Spencer Torkelson with his 3rd hit of the season. And that's going to put a runner aboard. Second hit of the day, I believe, for the White Sox. And that one was, as well, dangerously close to going foul. Here's a look at the line. Right on it. Yep. Oh, and this is going to be the end of the day for Strider? Are you serious? It's going to be Ryan Helsley taking over, but, I mean, what is this? We're only in the top of the 3rd with no outs. He allowed 1 hit. It's Nico Horner sorry, not Nico Horner. It's Kike Hernandez.
That's a strike.
Fastball
No
high and
ball.
tight there,
One
102
strike.
mile an hour. I mean, for what it's worth, that's a good pitch. That one is hit pretty well, but foul. Oh and 2, outside slider, 1 and 2 now. Following Hernandez is Turner at the top of the order, and following him will be Ronald Acuna. Acuna had the solo shot in the top of the first. That one fouled behind. One and 2 to Hernandez, and Kenny Jansen's going to ring him up for that one. Judges that Hernandez has gone around a bit too far, and that'll be the strikeout for Helsley. It's over now to Trey Turner. Is 0 for 1 today, batting .200 on the season. That one hit in the air, foul to the left side. The 0-1. Hit to the ground, left side. Oh, and it's a good try there from Muncy at third, but he misses the grab. That one trickles into the outfield. And that allows Torkelson to advance to third. That's actually going to be a double for Trey Turner. Second extra base hit of the season. Somehow that one managed to get past Muncy. Now over to Acuna. That one hit in the air. It's going to go foul. That one's going to be in the dirt. It's a 1-1 count to Acuna. Runners on second and third with one out. Big at-bat here for Helsley. Fastball finds his own 1 and 2. Inside. And the fastball high. Count moves to full with Corbin Carroll on deck. Full count, and that's going to be ball 4. Acuna makes his way to first. Corbin Carroll now the batter. Now this is interesting. Corbin Carroll gets out here, assuming he doesn't ground into a double play. It's then over to Jose Ramirez. Bases are loaded for the White Sox. Kind of a low middle fastball goes for strike 1. As Helsley started hot, but suddenly has collapsed here with all 3 ducks on the pond. It's 0-1. That one's going to be outside. Again, following Carroll is Ramirez. Following Ramirez is the designated header Nico Horner. The 1-1. Whoa. Bit lucky that Carroll hasn't taken a hack at that one. Here's the 1 and 2. Inside. Count moves 2 and 2. A 90-mile-an-hour slider from Helsley. But he's got to give it to him in a position where he's, willing to swing at it. Even grounding it, pitching to contact right now. As that one hit to the ground left side. That one diving from Correa. A run will score. I don't believe that's going to go down as an error. But Corbin Carroll will have himself an RBI single. And that makes it a 2-2 ball game. And this is going to be the end of the day already for Ryan Helsley. And so now it's going to be Orion Kirkering on the mound here for Seattle. Jose Ramirez is the batter. The man with 3 homers on the season, 10 RBI to this point. Remember, he notched all 7 of Chicago's scored runs in their first ever victory of the season against Toronto in the 7-6 victory they had.
That's a ball.
Sweeper outside. Only just the one out here. Base is still loaded. It's now a 2-2 ball game after Carroll knocks in his 4th RBI of the season.
Ball, no.
Oh,
2 balls.
Kenny
No
Jansen
strike.
does not give it to Orion Kirkering. Hit in the air, foul. That one was ripped, but immediately foul into the right field, the bleachers along the first baseline. 2-1. That one fouled behind. Count moves 2-2. This is actually a good position here for Kirkering. If he can get around Ramirez, he has to deal then with Horner. Horner batting the 187. That one fouled behind as well. I believe that one even looked off the foot there of Ramirez. But again, Kirkering has to sit him down. That one struck foul. We'll do it again. You can see Ramirez so willing to swing here. Even if he flies out, he'll at least score 1 run. That one fouled behind as well. Outside, count moves 3-2. Fastball is going to go high. Jose Ramirez. That'll be actually an RBI. Unbelievably, that is an RBI for Jose Ramirez, his 11th of the season. It's now Nico Horner as Kirkering walks in a run, the go-ahead run as well here in the top of the 3rd. Check swing on the middle fastball. It'll go for strike 1. Following Horner is Christian Yelich. And the sweeper on the top edge, 0-2. Inside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, this is such a difficult situation here for the Mariners because, again, there's no guarantee that this team is going to be able to back up and actually put some runs on the board. This is one of the lowest scoring sides in the American League. That one popped into the air. This one should be easy for Contreras, and that will be a fly out for Horner, a pop out for Horner, and it is the 2nd out. That now, however, brings up Christian Yelich. The base is still loaded, albeit this time with 2 outs. Yelich batting .277 on the season, doesn't have a home run to this point, but has 3 hits for extra bases. Hit on the ground right side. Altuve throws to first. Well, the White Sox do manage to score 2 runs this inning, but they will also strand the bases loaded. 3-2 White Sox heading into the bottom of the 3rd. And stepping in, it's going to be Jose Altuve. Altuve is 0 for 1 in today's game. Fastball goes 0-1. Gus Varland and Shota Imanga warming up in the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox. I believe Imanga is actually a starting pitcher, but they've got him in there. Altuve, a hit on the ground left side, gloved nicely by Ramirez, thrown to first, and that is the first out. That guy just yelled unbelievable, and well, this is the Seattle Mariners. If you thought anything was believable, consider yourself a fool. Here is Michael Harris II on a generational cold streak here at a 1 for 16. He's 0 for 1 today. But what can he do?
That's a ball.
Fastball outside goes for ball one.
Strike.
Despite the 2 runs scored on Cease, it's not as if, you know, these have been kind of, I'm not going to say routine things, but he's definitely looked less hittable. That one hit on the ground left side, Turner gloves, thrown to first, and that is the second out, and it's a 1 for 17 start for Michael Harris. Now over to Brent Rooker. Rooker had what I believe was a double in the top of the first. That one hit pretty well out towards right, gloved by Carroll, and that retires the side. 1-2-3 inning there defensively for the White Sox. Real Muto, Torkelson, and Hernandez. The next 3 due up for the White Sox.
Leading off for the White Sox, the catcher,
JT Real Muto stepping up now at a 235 average. He struck out earlier on. 2 RBI in the season for him on 2 extra base hits. 4 for 17 is his official line. Orion Kirkering remains on the mound. Ooh, and the high sweeper, it's going to be foul. And the sweeper low. That one foul.
Ball 2.
Sweeper high and away, 2-2.
2-2.
That one hit to the ground left side, gloved on the backhand by Muncy, thrown across the diamond to first, and that's the first out.
Now back, the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson.
Spencer Torkelson stepping up now. Torkelson 1 for 1 in today's game. Had that single to really get things going in the previous inning for the White Sox. Goodness me, the White Sox nearly went around the order in that previous inning. That one is thundered into right. That's going to get down for at least a base hit, and it's going to be 2 for 2 today for Spencer Torkelson. Good stuff for him. You know, Torkelson had there was a little bit of debate on whether or not, you know, he should have been included in this White Sox lineup. Of course, the side that won the World Series in the previous season. And here he is, and he's making his presence known. There's now a runner on first with 1 out. Kike Hernandez stepping up. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Still think it's such a dangerously dumb decision for the Mariners to have taken off Spencer Strider when they did. There was no indication that he was hurt or anything. Just allowed 1 base hit, and it all went crashing down, and that's going to be the second strikeout of the day for Kike Hernandez. That'll move him 1 for 4 in the season, and that'll be 2 outs. So that now brings up the top of the order with Trey Turner, runner still on first. Hit on the ground right side, gloved by Altuve. Great defending from him, thrown to first, and that will retire the side. Well, the Mariners defensively keep the White Sox in check. Still down 3-2, entering the bottom of the 4th. And so that brings up Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran batting .333 in the season. He's 1 for 1 today. He'll foul that one off. Dylan Cease still on the mound. This will be his 38th pitch of the game. Curveball hit on the ground left side. Turner gloves and rapidly throws to first. Goodness me. Incredible glove to hand time there from Trey Turner. So that'll be the first out. Brings up now William Contreras. Oh, a sweeper on the inside, high and tight corner goes for strike one. Contreras is 0 for 1 in today's game. 4 for 14 on the season. Slider outside, 0-2. Big swing.
2 strikes.
Following Contreras is Muncy. 0-2. That one hit in the air to the left side and easily caught there by Yelich for the second out. Max Muncy stepping in now. Of course, 0.76 on the season. I don't expect very much from him here.
Ball. 1-0.
Yeah, just a look at the shift there for the White Sox. Ramirez playing pretty far over to his right, or to his left at that point. 1-0 the count for Muncy. And that one foul. The count moves 1-1. Oh, the changeup. Great changeup from C. 70 mile an hour. That's actually a dangerously good changeup there. 2-2 the count. Inside, count moves to full. Carlos Santana on deck. Definitely a power hitter if given the opportunity. But also, let's not ignore the fact that Santana can draw a walk well. I mean, he's only 1 for 8 on the season, doing part of his ability to actually be able to draw the walk. Well, instead of that, it's a strikeout for Max Muncy, and that will retire the side. Entering the top of the fifth, still 3-2 White Sox. On the mound's going to be Gregory Santos. Ryan Kirkering did have a halfway decent performance, but Santos will take over here. And it's now over to Ronald Acuna. Acuna with the solo homer in the first. 2 for 21 on the season, by the way. Not even batting half of a Mendoza. And he played an immediate impact in today's game. Gregory Santos deals its slider well outside, 1-1. Acuna, Carroll, Ramirez, the three due up here for the White Sox, as that one hit on the ground left side. Muncy with the grab, throws over to first, and Santana makes the catch for the first out. That'll be 2 for 22 on the season. At a .090 batting average. Now it's over to Corbin Carroll. 1 for 2 in today's game. That one hit. Oh, nearly caught on a line by Correa. The throw to first, and not in time. And that does go down as an error, unfortunately, for Carlos Correa in his first appearance with the Seattle Mariners. It's now over to Jose Ramirez. That does go down against Corbin Carroll, unfortunately. Jose Ramirez stepping up 0 for 1 in today's game. 421 on the season, 11 RBI. Remember, he was walked in that third inning, which did bring in a run, so that does go down as an RBI for Ramirez. 2-0 the count. Checks over to first. Carroll's back in time. Just keep in mind here, whoever the final out is of this inning. If Ramirez grounds into a double play and this one goes to extras, Ramirez will be the runner placed on second. Two and 1. Hand on the ground, and it'll go foul again. How the hell does Seattle have tarps at what I believe is an indoor field? Runner! Taking off for second is Carroll, but that one piped out to left. Doyle, however, making the grab. And, Carroll does have to race back for it. That one was nearly dangerous there, as Carroll was taking off for second. Hit well by Ramirez. Let's not get it twisted. Caught on the line by Brenton Doyle. That puts Ramirez down to a .400 average. And it's over now to Nico Horner. Checks over to first. Horner 0 for 2 today, 3 for 17 on the season. Horner, Yelich, and Real Muto, the next three due up for the White Sox.
1-0.
The 1-0. Sinker goes for strike one. The 1-1. And the fastball on the outside edge, 1-2. Big offering here for Gregory Santos. If the Mariners can escape this inning unscathed, I think they've got a chance in the bottom of the fifth. It'll be difficult bringing up, kind of the bottom end of the lineup, but it is possible. I believe the next three for Seattle is Doyle, Correa, and Altuve. I could be wrong. Foul. Two-two. That one fouled behind as well, as Horner's done all right battling in this at bat. Fouled behind as well. And strike three, as Horner will see the slider go top of the zone, and that will retire the side. Big final half inning here for the Seattle Mariners. Can they come back and win their first game since Game 1 of Series 2? On the mound is going to be Shota Imanaga. Imanaga. Shota Imanaga. Okay, well, I was wrong on pronunciations of both his first and last name. Corey Seager? What are we doing? Seager's at a 1 for 12 this season. Of course, he comes on for Carlos Santana. Santana's not much better at a 1 for 8. Hit on the ground left side, immediately gloved by Ramirez in the backhand. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Why would we do this to ourselves? There's a reason we took him out of the lineup. It's because of that. That's another pinch hitter. It's going to be Donovan Solano in place of the man that already has a home run in today's game with a 90 clutch rating. Goes for strike one. Donovan Solano, hey, I'll be nice to Solano. He is 1 for 4 on the season. Does have an extra base hit on that one at-bat that he does have. On the one hit, sorry. Hit on the ground right side, gloved by Torkelson. Tags first. Oh my God, this is just the most painful thing I've ever seen. Knowing that there's nothing I can do about this. Carlos Correa stepping up now. 0 for 1 in today's game. I wouldn't expect him to hit a game-tying home run here. I just would not expect him to be able to do that. We haven't really gotten a good indication of what he's capable of. At the plate. He does have great contact from both the left and right-handed pitcher. Fastball fouled away. Foul. Nobody's going to be able to chase after that one. The Mariners are down to their last strike. What an unbelievably daft series of coaching possibilities. One fouled behind. Pinch hitting for Carlos Santana. Fine. Pinch hitting for Brenton Doyle, who has a home run in today's game. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Still 1-2 to Correa. Strike three, game over.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. A great night for baseball ahead on the show. It's the Miami Marlins going up against the Atlanta Braves. First pitch coming your way next. All right, just about set to go. And towing the slab, Shohei Ohtani. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Boogie brings a ton of confidence with him to the mound. He's looking for good at-bats and a few runs from his teammates, and he's hoping to take care of the rest to make sure they come away with a win. If he's on in this one, it's going to be a real uphill battle for everyone else.
Ellie De La Cruz, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one.
First pitch, 7 o'clock.
Swing and a chopper out to short. Over to Goldie. One up, one down. And time now for the Marlins lineup. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team. And I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
Ryan Reynolds at the plate now. That's ball one. One out, base is empty.
Hee-haw! 1-1.
Outside
That's the
low,
ball.
and it's 2-1.
Nope. Ball.
And a strike on the outside edge.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance, works the walk. And that's how they get their first base runner of the game. Now Machado up here. Right through there for a strike. Machado, a multi-Gold Glove Award winner, hitting third in the lineup, a former first-round pick back in 2010. Pickoff throw.
Say, he beat it out.
Man at first, one away. That's off the mark. 1-1. And Manny gets a piece. The 1-2. On the ground, 2 ball. Fires to second for 1. Return throw to first. Got him. Double play. And that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down for him there. And now the Braves will get their first crack at it. No score. here in Atlanta. And on the mound today, Garrett Crochet.
Well, you're going to see good velocity between the four-seam fastball and the cutter. Better be ready to hit. It's going to be fairly straight, but just because it's straight doesn't mean it's easy to get the barrel on it.
Davison De Los Santos getting loose there. He's now in the game at first. Also entering the game, Nolan Jones. He takes over in right.
Now in right field.
Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. He's a guy, Chris's highlights include some of the best throws from the outfield that you will ever see. Definitely one of the best arms of the sport. And the first offering a fastball for a strike.
Yeah, the infielders and the catcher can never give up on a play, because if this guy thinks he has a chance, he's going to throw it from the warning track if he has to.
Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. And a foul ball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
That one hit to right. Jones on the move. Can't get there, too slow to get after it. Here is Marcus Semien.
The shortstop, Marcus Semien.
Out towards left center. Chisholm on the move. And there's one down.
Batting third.
Here's the Atlanta Braves lineup. Singy, this righty-heavy lineup must be licking their chops with a lefty on the mound.
Now, to me, Boog, it shows the manager's trying to set these players up to have a big game. Facing an opposite-handed pitcher, you only get a fraction of a second longer to see the ball and decide to swing, but that can be the difference between a line drive and a swinging strike.
Rudder takes off. There's a ball. No, ball. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position. One out and a runner at second.
Hee-ha!
Base hit on the line. Here comes Tatis around third. He scores and they have the lead. And it's an RBI single, 1-0.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Here's Shohei Ohtani. And that drops in for a strike.
So back in 2023, Shohei hit a home run, stole a base, and had a scoreless pitching outing in the same game. You'll never guess the last person to do it.
Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, you're good.
I feel like I've heard that one before. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
On the ground, could be 2. There's 1. What a double play that was. Inning over. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's an early 1-0 lead. You're watching Major. Back at Truist Park, Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Ohtani back to work. There's a strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today. Well, I didn't like with those first 2 pitches, now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle, hope he gets a mistake.
No, that's in.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. That's the first sinker we've seen today, and it was effective.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. That's in there. Strike 1. And the righty deals. And that's too high.
Boog, one of our favorites.
1-1.
Jerry Hillsdale umpiring behind home plate in this one. Pretty much by the book with his strike zone.
And because he's so by the book, you'll sometimes see pitchers questioning him. They'll make a good pitch on the edge of the zone, want the strike, and not get the call. But most of the time, Jerry gets it right. He's a good one. One down, base is empty. And that's downstairs and outside. Inside, and he hit him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. Here's Gleyber Torres. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Throw over to first.
Hey.
The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. And that is out of play. Chisholm leads off first with 1 away. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Carter on his way over. And there are 2 outs. Davison De Los Santos, the next up for the Marlins, came into the game on defense, so his first trip to the plate here. Check on the runner, and he's out, and they got him. That ends the inning. So they go quietly there. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Braves 1 and the Marlins nothing. Bottom half of inning number 2. Here's the third baseman, Austin Riley. Riley was a kid in high school that was scouted by most teams as a pitcher. In fact, 95% of the teams wanted him as a pitcher. And I actually asked him, were you interested in being drafted as a pitcher? And he told me directly, no, I hated it. My arm hurt all the time. Out to center. 1 away. And here comes Ozzie Albies to the dish. Up the middle. Torres fires over to first. And Albies is retired.
First baseman.
2 outs, base is empty. Now it's Goldschmidt up to the plate. And that one a little below the knees. Ball 1. Fastball for a strike. comes up empty. That's strike two.
1 and 2's the count.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Braves are set down 1-2-3. But they still lead it 1-0. Top half of the third inning. And now for the Marlins, Davison de los Santos. And the first pitch misses for ball one. He was late there. Strike one.
1 and 1.
That one finds the zone. 1 and 2. And that one is inside.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Misses.
Got a full count.
And the count is filled up. Looking to get the tying run on base. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Here comes Wilson Contreras. Strike on the inside corner. Misses inside, and it's 1 and 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And a swing and a miss.
1-2.
Way high
2
with
and
that
2.
one. And it's 2 and 2. And that one missing
That's a
low.
ball.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Count is full.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Simeon toss over to first. First 2 batters retired here in the top of the third.
Batting ninth, right fielder Nolan Jones.
Now here's Nolan Jones taking his first at bat of the game after entering on defense. And there's the strike.
Wow, good luck catching up to that one.
It's 0 and 1. One and 1.
Gets him to chase after that one.
Talk about tying a guy up. That was ugly.
Next offering misses down and away.
2-2.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Marlins set down in order. Offense held in check there. We head down to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Braves 1 and the Marlins nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. At the plate, Yainer Diaz. That's in there. That's strike one. Went with the sweeper for the strike. lifted in the air, right field, and it drops in. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
Evan Carter stands in now and watches strike 1. Runner at first with no outs here. Ball 1 there.
1-1.
Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
I think he was sitting off
strikes.
speed there.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And now 1 away. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
So man aboard, 1 down, and it's Tatis at the plate. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Ground ball right side, could be 2. Glove flip to second, and they bounce into 2 already. This one ends the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. 3 innings complete. It's the Braves 1 and the Marlins nothing. And we're back. And now the shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
0-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten your path to the baseball. Put it in play somewhere, then you got a chance.
1-2.
Not close with that one. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes. Ryan Reynolds here. Walked his first time. Right through there for a strike. The Marlins still looking for their first hit in this one. And a swing and a miss.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
Pop up here, third base side. And that quickly 2 away. Manny Machado up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Up and in, and it's 1-0. 2 outs, base is empty. Foul ball there. Two outs. Swinging a foul straight back. On the ground, out to short. Over to Goldie. Machado out on the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Marlins, and it remains 1-0. Anthony Bender into the game.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Anthony Bender.
Now it's Marcus Semien. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. First pitch misses. Signs of activity in the pen for the Marlins. Jesus Tinoco, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Swing and a foul back. That's out of play. Clips the corner, and the count 1-2. The shortstop takes the ball. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Three-two. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
So a man at first. And now Aaron Judge. RBI single his last time up. Pickoff move to first.
No.
Semien back in. There's a swing and a drive. Adios, pelota. And they boost their lead. It's 3-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at-bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. A breaking ball on the inside part of the plate requires a hitter to stay really square with his mechanics. If you fly open with the front shoulder, there's no way you keep that ball fair. An outstanding job mechanically. He deserves that home run.
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. Swing and a miss.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
Pitcher having a pretty tough time getting that swing and miss. Third foul ball in a row.
Good job to fight that one off.
Ball.
Good battle here.
1-2.
About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. He dives, but he can't make the catch. And that's a double.
Drove that ball nicely, put a great swing on it, and it jumped off his bat. Kind of put it all together there, and he's rewarded with the double.
Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Anthony Bender won't go any further, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back. Jesus Tinoco gets the call from the pen.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep them within striking distance.
So here's Riley now. He's 0 for 1. That one's in there. Strike one. Inside move to second. Ohtani back in. And strike two.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
0-2.
That misses the
1 ball, 2
zone.
strikes.
And the count 1-2. And a good eye there.
That's a
He's
ball.
trying to stay down in the zone, but the hitter just will not chase. Now back in a 2-2 count, he's going to have to go to something else to get him out.
Next one is off the plate. And the count's full.
The guy at the plate could recognize slider out of the hand. Didn't stay in the tunnel very long in terms of depth and perception. He knew right away it was an off-speed pitch.
Liner caught it second.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Here is Ozzie Albies up to hit. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. And the pitch a little bit low. Ball 1. Oh, he doesn't get the call. 2-0.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0. He's put himself in a really good spot.
2-0 to count. Here it comes.
Oh, yeah.
Right through there for a strike.
2-1.
Here's the pitch. Runner on the move. He swings and fouls one off. Ohtani over at second. 1 down. Just outside. And the count's full.
Good location, good take. Sometimes you want the hitter to prove he can lay off that pitch.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Oh, looking for a swing and miss right there, or for the ump to help him out and make a call with that last pitch, but neither happened. Close pitch, but a good take to earn that walk.
Goldie steps into the box. His first at bat was a strikeout. That one missed. And it's even up.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
And there's a ball.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
And a foul ball. The 2-2. And that's outside. And they'll do it again. And that'll load the bases.
Take your base.
So bases all loaded up. And next for Atlanta, Yainer Diaz. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. Chisholm makes the catch. Runner tags for home. The throw is offline and he's in to score. And it's 4-0.
That wasn't your standard sac fly. He barreled that baseball, just couldn't get it to drop in.
Here's the center fielder, Evan Carter. Struck out swinging his first time. That clips a corner. Right side, Torres. They limit the damage here. 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 was a home run. No errors, but 2 are left stranded. We're headed to the 5th. It's the Braves 4 and the Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 5th, and at the plate for Miami. Kyle Schwarber. Ohtani back to work. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike.
You know, these Marlins, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
1-1.
Pitch misses. 2-1.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Strike 2. We got a full count.
And down on strikes. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. And up next for Miami, Jazz Chisholm Jr. They say you win.
0-1.
One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss. Chased it out of the zone.
Now, there's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if he can mix that in whenever he wants.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Oh, that plunked him.
That hit him.
And that's now twice he's been hitting this one.
Well, anytime one of your hitters gets drilled, it catches everyone's attention in the dugout, and you know what? It kind of gets you fired up.
Torres in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. And a strike to Glaber. Chisholm at first, one gone. Pickoff throw. Chisholm back on a dive. Line drive. Caught.
From up here, it looked like that liner might be splitting the gap in right center. That's one of those atom balls you just have to live with as a hitter.
Marlins down to their final out. Davison de Los Santos, the next up for the Marlins. That one finds the zone, and that's strike 1. They're down to their final strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
This could end it. That's off the mark. Now 1-2. Got it! And that's
don't care if you're a top team or you're a middle-of-the-pack team. Every ball club wants to be dominant at home. Winning a game like this just helps to boost the confidence and makes you look forward to coming out again for the next one.
A 4-0 shutout in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long